What's up, YouTube? It's NajNReina back with another wine and reactions.
Drink and thanks.
See wine.
Can someone please just in the comments say what they like more, drinking things? Because like right now we're not even drinking wine.
All right, check it out.
I'm drinking the blood of my ancestors.
Do you all like what? Do you all like wine and reactions, or do you like drink and think? Think about it. We're doing this at nighttime, drinking a little bit of wine.
Sound like you're whining.
And we're reacting to videos, right? So it makes sense, wine and reactions, right? So let us know, wine and reactions or drink and think. Whatever y'all want, that's what we'll roll with. Even if y'all disagree with me, it's still gonna be wine and reaction. So this video
He think he run everything.
is sponsored by, who's sponsored by, babe?
Built by plants.
Built by Plants.
And you too could have your own cup if you'd like. Go to, tell them the website,
bbpsups.com.
bppsups.com.
So this is what we have right before the episode. This is the melatonin. Because we usually do these videos at nighttime. You know, we got the mood set and stuff like that. So we're going to be crashing bedtime after this. All right. So
yeah, it's because we had a full day of work.
Yes. Raina actually just got in. And she dedicated some time to do this for y'all. All right. So y'all better enjoy this video. Y'all better say thank you, Raina.
Oh, my God. Don't be so harsh to them. They don't have to do nothing.
They need to say thank you, Raina, in the comment. She had her nightcap, so I'm gonna have mine.
I actually didn't have that.
Wow, it's not candy, babe. Not gummy bears.
Then I can't wake up because I'll be so asleep.
So these are the BBP nightcaps. They have the melatonin in there. They're very delicious.
Overdose friendly.
Guess you could say that. bbpsups.com. All right, so let's get into the topic.
Wait, before we get into the topic, take a look at my beautiful glass cup thing. And if you don't know, I absolutely adore Halloween. And this is my new friend.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty cool.
Thanks, babe.
So, topic of the video. What did we name this again?
Daryl is a fool. Daryl is crazy.
Pretty much Daryl. Lil Daryl is what I've been calling Lil Daryl. Lil Daryl's craziest moments. So this guy's been wilding out. I haven't been watching any of the videos except for what Raina showed me and what we watched on live because I wanted to like give a first impression when I see certain things. I mean, I think we got the synopsis of who this guy is and how he acts and behaves, but it's just been a lot of interesting court moments that he's had that it'd be kind of interesting to review. So we're gonna get into these. All right, starting with.
So we have a couple videos we want to show you that we think we haven't seen them. We haven't seen all of them. At least I don't think I've seen any of them. But we want to go through the video. But if you guys don't know about Darrell Brooks, we just did a couple videos on it yesterday and the day before. We did it live. We did an actual video that we posted on to our page. And Darrell Brooks is the man that used his Ford Escape red truck to plow down.
I heard it was his mama's.
Okay. To plow down.
Makes it worse.
Well, go ahead, baby. What else?
That's it.
To plow down no, I'm lying. He plowed down 67 people at a Wisconsin Christmas parade last year in November. And of those 67 people, he killed and murdered 6 of them. One being I think it was an 8-year-old little boy, an adorable little boy. And most of these people were, outside of this little boy, were elderly people and probably couldn't get out the way fast enough or whatever, but they were hit the most and ultimately died from their injuries, some at the scene, some later. And then there's 61 injured parties since then. And the reason why we are covering this is because Darrell Brooks is a horrifying human being. But part of what his antics that's creating these videos where people are like doing reactions, or at least we're doing reactions to them, is because how ridiculous he is during the court proceedings. not only disrespectful, but like outrageously stupid. So he's doing things that are causing him to be, he's just worsening his situation even more with every minute of this trial. Today, he acted a plumb fool, but today with us, we're going to just cover some of the comments and videos we've seen that seem to be just as outrageous as he is. So we wanted to cover that with you guys. If you haven't been following the trial, you can get your updates here because we're going to be posting every day until Wednesday, which will hopefully be when the jury comes back with their verdict. Or their findings, whatever.
Let's get into it.
I
heard a lot of people in the comments on the last two videos were saying that he was acting this way to try to have a mistrial. Like that was like his purpose or something like that. I don't know much about it, but I've seen several different individuals say it on both
lot
videos.
of them said that.
Yeah.
Do you want to go to our comments real quick, or you want to check that out?
Let's just start with it.
Okay, cool. Let's get into it.
All right.
So this one is Darrell Brooks claims female juror flipped him off. We have not seen this, but it's a short video, so hopefully we can react to it and give you our thoughts.
Let's see here. Hold on, let me fix this right fast. There we go. Size us down. And let's see what's happening.
Yeah, okay. We'll make sure you have copies of the filings as well, so you know what will be discussed, or at least addressed in some fashion. But I need to provide copies to the state.
Can we pause real quick? Sorry, I'm pausing 15 seconds in, but I also want to point out that Judge Dorow, or Dorow, how you pronounce your name, Judge Jennifer Dorow has been extremely smart and patient and kind throughout this trial, almost to the point where it's like, how has she not lost her marbles yet with this man? And based on some comments, not just only in our videos, but in other videos, a lot of people are saying that she's making sure to give him ample amount of time and giving him a lot of leeway to ensure that a mistrial can't happen. So, for example, if she was disregarding him a lot, or if she was like, you know what, like cutting him off or not letting him get some of these crazy antics out, then it'd be easier for him to get the mistrial you were talking about. But because of her incredible level of patience and her kindness and willingness to even provide almost, at some point, legal counsel, it felt like, she's really protecting herself, the trial, and the victims from a mistrial.
She's calculated. That's very calculated to do, you know?
Yeah. I just want to throw that out there. And she's pretty.
There you go.
Go ahead, sir.
I noticed that one of the jurors, the lady in the black that's closest to the screen in that corner chair over there, I recognized her from my initial appearance. She flipped me off coming in to my initial appearance and coming out. I know it's her for a fact. I seen her about like how I'm looking at you right now, so I know for a fact that's her. I don't want that to end up being an issue. Is this some type of way that could be addressed by Your Honor?
Mr. Brooks, you had an opportunity to exercise preemptory strikes and even to question jurors about that. You chose not to. So at this point, any issue you have with that juror is waived.
Okay, you do remember that I was not present in the courtroom. I couldn't see. All I can see from that courtroom in there is just you, Your Honor, and the prosecution's table. I can't even.
Okay, so to make sure we don't get copyrights in any way, shape, or form, I think it's a good time to like just pause real quick. So basically, he's continuing with his antics. And what are you doing?
You could go. I feel like you're just gonna go on about the same thing. Just somebody was going.
But you're saying a female juror flipped you off twice?
Yeah, it's interesting that he says that during.
Later, when it's no longer allowed,
right?
You had ample time per usual to make this decision, and you did not. Okay.
All right,
sure.
You
don't want to finish that?
Nah. I mean, unless you want to see it.
I didn't know how it was gonna end, but I mean, if you think we can move on, I'm ready to move on.
Yeah.
Go through the list of things that I need to get through this.
I don't know if
Mr.
I
Brooks,
want
you
to,
just interrupted me
but it's
within
fine.
a minute of us starting this case here today. I'm asking you to respectfully not interrupt me. That's the second time, so I can go through the list of things
She's
that I
marking
need to
down
get
every time
through
he interrupts her.
this morning.
The trial for Darrell Brooks, the man accused of driving through the Waukesha Christmas parade last year, killing 6 people, begins, and Brooks is representing himself as a sovereign citizen. I'm Anjanette Levy, and welcome to...
I just want to point out what sovereign citizen kind of means. I don't have like the proper definition, but basically you don't see yourself as a person. You see yourself as an individual. The way that our names are given to us on our birth certificates and on our driver's license and everything else are capitalized. And that means that you're basically like, I don't know, a person. You're not a person. You're an individual. You're not... That's why oftentimes with the case, he says, I don't like being addressed as that name, because he's basically saying he never consented to be called Darrell Brooks. He never consented to that name being given to him. He also believes that he is allowed to abide by the laws of our founding fathers, not the laws of like state court law, something like that. I might be saying this wrong, so y'all can fix it. But the point is, he is using a lot of sovereign citizen tactics throughout the conversation, throughout the trial, I should say, and basically trying to play that game. Here's the problem that I have with sovereign citizenship. So, like, sovereign citizens, I've learned about it a long time ago, so I don't have a lot of knowledge on it anymore, but I can't remember it all. But, like, I remember one time someone was saying they were a sovereign citizen, but they subscribed to having a driver's license. So you participated in the law that we all abide by at some point based off of the rules of the road and got a driver's license. You got a identification card, which if you do not subscribe to these laws or to these things, then you would not even have those things. You would not participate in those things. But when it comes time to you being tried for a crime, now you're like, I'm a sovereign citizen. I shouldn't have to abide by that. Why do you have a license plate? Why do you have an ID? Why do you have a driver's license? Why do you get paid and then pay taxes through your payroll check? All those things are things where you participate in the United States Constitution and the local and state laws. So I don't know. It's just,
I mean,
crazy.
it's like anti-government basically.
Yeah, there's a whole anti-government groups about it. Yeah.
Yeah, and the issue with that is that it's very hard to be entirely anti-government, right? Like, it's kind of hard to have a house. It's kind of hard to
Unless you build it yourself on land that you
right,
own.
like you got to be completely off grid or something like that.
I guess like Native Americans are technically like sovereign citizens in a way. The Amish, maybe.
Yeah, something
You know,
like
like,
that. It's
I don't know.
a
I could be
difficult
so wrong.
task
I
to
don't know where it
accomplish,
comes
but,
for me.
Yeah, I don't know that much about it, but I'm just thinking about all the things that the government is actually involved in that you don't necessarily associate them with directly. You know, grocery stores, like all different type of things. You know, but
I don't agree to paying taxes on these groceries. It's like, well, then take your ass somewhere else. You know, like.
or move to Texas. Let's get back to it. All right.
Do so or to not do so. And at this point, Your Honor, who doesn't know that I'm in custody?
Mr.
Who
Brooks,
doesn't know that?
I've had many trials with individuals who were in custody,
This is an
and when
argument
I've talked to the
about
jurors after the conclusion of the
wearing-
case, they had no idea. The whole point of allowing for street clothing is not only to shield jurors from the fact that you are in custody, but also you being in a suit and a tie or other street clothing, I think also lends to the dignity of the proceedings. This is a trial. Again, it is your choice. Are you willing to go back to your cell and be dressed in the street clothes that you previously appeared?
This is the only reason why he's wearing a suit now is because he was asked multiple times to wear a suit to his benefit. Again, really pushing for him to not appear like a criminal, which could then be used later, that if he hadn't appeared like a criminal while representing himself, if he appeared like a real attorney to himself, they wouldn't have seen him already as a prisoner. So it's like, you don't want to put people in the mind of prisoner, criminal, criminal. If you're wearing a suit, you look less like a criminal, so you have a better chance of being heard, being listened to as a regular individual versus a criminal. He's trying to make a point that they already know I'm in custody because the news has already said it. Problem is, jurors are not supposed to look at the news. Jurors are not supposed to be watching all this stuff. Like, the point of doing the jury selection is to make sure that they are not biased and not looking at the media.
Yeah, I think, for sure. That specific situation is like perception. Like she's saying, change the perception. You come out here looking like you're guilty, right? But what he's doing is literally, let's just say, because I after seeing those comments about the mistrial and like all that stuff,
you believe it, right?
Right, because I'm like, now if he was really trying to put himself in a position to prove that for whatever reason it wasn't him that was driving the vehicle, saying that when you actually in court, going back to the last video, saying that juror over there, that specific one, gave me the middle finger, and then like, what can we do about that? Let's just say they removed that specific juror. It's not going to sit well with the other 11 ones, right? Like, you're going to also put a little bit of something in their mind with those other 11 ones, because that juror, I'm sure, is going to deny it and then maybe put like, a bug in the ear or whatever it may be. But you're not putting yourself in the best light to wait until the actual court hearing and then say that specific thing in court.
While the rest are watching.
While everybody else is watching. It's being recorded and everything. So I don't know. It's just interesting, because I really feel like that's kind of like what he's trying. Not feel like. It seems like specifically, like you said, like that's his goal, is to find any loophole that he can to try to get them to, like you said, mistrial or something.
Yeah.
That's what
I find this one a little boring though.
All right.
I ain't gonna lie.
Go ahead. Let's
go to our next one in the playlist.
Right here. Which one? Right here? Oh wait, no, right there.
This one.
Right here.
Yep.
Okay, let me pause that. Here we go. Let's get back to it.
A lot of people got hurt. Yeah. Are you serious? Yeah.
New evidence coming to light in the trial of Darrell Brooks. What happened in the moments after he was taken into custody? That is our big story tonight at 9, a different story than what the evidence presented. That's how police describe Darrell Brooks' account of what happened the night he's accused of killing 6 and injuring more than 60 others at the Waukesha Christmas parade last year.
Sam Kramer joins us live in Waukesha, and Sam, Brooks told police he was there to watch the Packers game with a friend.
Yeah, that's right. Hi there, Ben. When police tried to connect the dots, the detective who questioned Brooks said they just didn't add up. Tonight, for the first time, we saw a video of that interrogation, which happened the day after the parade attack. We also heard what sounds like
a carpenter pressed Darrell Brooks for answers the day after the Waukesha Christmas parade attack.
How did you end up at a random house without your shoes and your phone, Darrell? This is what I'm saying. I had my flip-flops on.
But on the stand and in the recorded interview shown to the jury Tuesday, Carpenter says he knew Brooks' answers were lies.
For yourself, for your family, you know what happened yesterday. For the people, tell me what happened. With what? With the car.
Carpenter testified he attempted to build rapport with Brooks, first trying to question him the night of the attack related to loitering. But when police gathered more information the next day, his tone and line of questioning changed. Seen here trying to show video of what happened to Brooks.
Any reason why you were being so forceful in trying to do that?
Well, I felt it was very important for you to see the damage that was caused from the incident.
Police had already found the key to the red Ford Escape in his pocket and tracked ownership of the SUV back to Brooks' mother, Dawn Woods. After police showed Brooks video of the attack, He had this to say.
I understand my life is over. I'm trying to come to grips with that. I'm trying to come to grips with the fact that this is how my story ends.
Now, prosecutors plan to end their story, their case of what happened tomorrow after the jury.
Wow. What do you think about that?
That's interesting. It's interesting because a couple of things. One, that's pretty much the truth, right? Like, he is. Let's put aside what we know about him as far as the facts. This pretty much is how his story ends. So I can see why he's, maybe responding the way he responds, because he knows that he has to throw whatever at the wall to see if it sticks. So he's trying everything possible to see what he can do, because there's literally nothing.
It's all sliding off, brother.
There's literally nothing that he can do.
It's all sliding off.
But at the same time, you're talking about how your story ends.
How did those people's stories end?
Worst case scenario.
Sorry, I'm like, how dare you?
Worst case scenario, you just going to jail, right, for life. Now, I mean, whatever happens in jail, whatever happens in jail, that's to be determined, right? TBD.
He meant to say that's too damn bad. TBDM.
But
wait, B.
Golly. There's several other individuals, right? More than I can count on this one hand that was killed. And their story has ended already.
Literally.
Like, it's done. It's a wrap, right? So you still have the privilege of being alive, regardless of where you're alive at.
Unless the state of Wisconsin has the death sentence. I don't think they do. They're going for 6 life sentences. Never mind.
So you still have that ability to wake up every day, breathe some air, right? Eat some food, exercise, read a book, possibly look at a phone or something like that if they allow those things, or you find somebody, like, talk to people, still speak to your family
children
on the phone, see your kids every once in a while for visiting rights. Like, you have the ability to still be alive. But there was a 6-year-old child that literally was just now starting to develop to understand that he's an actual person, can remember stuff.
Just starting to get his front
see
teeth, that
things.
poor baby.
Probably just starting school, right? Like, where it matters. Like, just not even able to see half the things that you've done. That's like, what is 6 times 636? You're like 6 times his age. You've lived 6 of his lives already at this point. So you have to look at it from that perspective as well. Yeah. Which is important. What do you think about it? What do you think about what he had to say?
I want to go to the next video. I think that he's full of shit.
Yeah, I mean, well, for sure. That's a good fit.
I just think he's full of shit. Like, nothing about what he says means anything to me. I'm just like, you are just a dirty dog.
Yeah.
I think because we've seen too much of his behavior. So it's like, oh, also, one thing I did want to point out, though, was his demeanor throughout this case. He ran into the house where he asked to go into the house of a stranger to use his cell phone because he was waiting for his Uber, where he called his mother and asked for help. And then the man finally asked him to leave. And he was very polite and kind to this man. When you look at this footage of him talking to the detectives, polite and cordial. But again, I want to point out his disgusting demeanor with women. He's beaten his ex-girlfriend, current girlfriend at the time, and baby mother multiple times, where she had 2 black eyes. He's known to be abusive, and how disrespectful he's being to this woman, his judge, is a clear indicator that this man literally is sexist, disrespectful, narcissist, manipulator, abuser. Okay.
Somebody else said that in the comment on one of the other videos as well, like his the way he acts and behaves with women.
Yeah, because I had said it in the video.
All right, let me pause right fast. Let's get here. Let's get back her.
Thing worth noting is the testimony of Detective Casey that this video was obtained from the defendant's own Facebook account. as well. The court is well
Objection,
aware.
he said social
There's
media. He
nothing
didn't say what it was.
Sir, stop interrupting. We have to make a record of it. You've
Then make the record
interrupted multiple times. I've been abundantly patient with
clear.
you. Again, another interruption. So you need to be quiet and let the state make a record. Stop gesturing at
asking me to be
me.
quiet?
Stop rolling your eyes at me. Stop
I'm
mumbling.
looking right at you. I'm not rolling my eyes.
No, you
I'm
have
looking.
throughout. I've seen it
I'm
and
looking.
I've made note
I'm
of
looking
it.
at you. Okay, so are you asking me to be quiet or are you telling me to be quiet?
Go ahead, Attorney Opera.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'm gonna take that
And
as
just
asking.
to indicate, Your Honor, this court has been abundantly patient with Mr. Brooks. He challenges the court's authority repeatedly. This court absolutely has the ability to tell him to sit down and be quiet. And you haven't done that. And I know why you haven't done that, Your Honor, and we appreciate that. He is not in control of this courtroom. You are. And he needs to respect that. This video was relevant based on his questioning of Detective Casey, as you just indicated, challenging his ability to identify the person who had their back turned to the camera in the still shot of State's Exhibit 175.
First of all, come on, Attorney Opera, check his ass.
What's the name?
Attorney Opera.
Opera?
Don't make me say it clearer because I don't know for sure. I'm saying it how it sounds. I don't know if it's operetta, operita, opera. It sounds like Attorney Opera, like opera singer. I don't even know if it starts with an O. But anyway, so shout out to Attorney Opera because Shorty is not playing. And she keeps kind of like, almost like she wants to defend the judge. Like, but I mean, whatever. She just said the same thing we all just said. We know why she's being so patient. We know why she's not saying, shut up, sit down, put a mouth guard on him. She's making
mouth guard.
They can put a spit mask on him. But you know, like all that stuff, she's being on point. But I'm gonna say this: what this is about, just for background, what they're talking about. This is when they went on his Facebook, they got his rap video, the hilariously poorly made, horrible, gang-ridden.
I mean, it's viral now.
It's viral now. He got the attention he's been looking for, I guess.
That boy
but,
a rap star.
Right, he's a wrap up piece of crap.
Oh, his videos from him. Okay.
So, anywho, so look, this video, in the video, they took a still shot. Now, I don't know why they chose this particular still shot, but they took a still shot of the video. It was his back to the camera, and the vehicle that killed these people was in the damn rap video with the license plate. Okay? It was all there. And they said, can you identify Mr. Brooks in this picture? He said, yes, that's Mr. Brooks right there. And they're like, and can you identify the vehicle? That's the vehicle that murdered everybody in the parade. Okay, cool. When it came for cross-examination, Daryl Brooks made the biggest mistake by saying, how do you know that's me? Or he didn't say me. How do you know it's the alleged defendant? You could tell from the back of someone's head that that's them. He said, I know that's him because I saw the entirety of the vehicle, and from looking at all the picture, or the vehicle, the entirety of the video, and from looking at the video, I know that individual was Daryl Brooks. But in this particular picture, can you identify that that's the alleged defendant? He's like, I know it's, he's like, but can you identify in this picture? Nothing else. Nothing else. Doesn't matter about the video. The video, is the video in evidence? Is it? No. Then just this, from what you've seen, what the jury has seen today, how can you identify that picture as Daryl Brooks? And the police officer, the detective said, no. He's like, all right then, right? Well, when it came to counter examination, they said, well, pull up the whole video then, since you want to question it. He said, well, I didn't agree to that. Like, no, you questioned if that was even you. So now now you're forcing us to prove it's you. So let's go with the whole video so there's no question. He had all these objections. They pull the video up and he's like, I do not consent to this video being played. And they're going to play it without volume because the words in the video were technically irrelevant to the case. but the words were also extremely like offensive depending on who you are. He was talking about killing people. He was talking about bitches and hoes and all this stuff. So yeah, shooting people. They had guns in the video, like left and right, looking crazy, like this Wild Wild West or something.
Poorly done.
Very poorly done video. And it shows him looking like this, and he's like kind of dancing, and turns around, and they're like, pause. Like, so that's fair, right? They're like, yeah. So now he's arguing, and he's upset that they allowed this video in, but it's because of his own mouth that the entire video got played. Right. And the problem with the entire video is it shed more light on the character of Darrell Brooks, because it's him looking like a complete fool with guns and looking crazy. Like, so it's like, this is the man that you're talking to. He looks all shaven up and wearing a suit today, but since he wanted to play, there he is. And they had the right to do that. And they tried to save from trying to portray him like some gangster, whatever, for a potential mistrial, but he brought it out. That's where we're at in this video.
Wait a minute. It's just now processed. Okay, well, I don't know the specifics.
Me and Mr. Bones is just waiting.
I don't know how long ago this video was. Let's just say it was 10 years ago. I'm just saying, I gotta give him the benefit of the doubt.
It wasn't. It was recent.
I know. Play along with me.
Oh, okay.
10 years ago. If it was 10 years ago, he was 30. Put out a rap video. Talking about bang, bang, shoot him up, right? But since it's not, as the young lady just said, 40 years old, putting out horrible content at that, poorly done, I would say that nobody believes you as far as like the gangsterism, right? Actually, I still would say that.
He might actually be about that life.
I mean, you can't
with
really
women.
judge a book by the cover, so maybe.
With women.
But at the same time, like, that is just horrible. Horrible. Like a horrible. You got to understand what represents you in a good way towards the people that you're trying to target, right? Your audience. But we got a message. Let's see what we got. Summer's Day, new sub, loves y'all's energy. Been watching this case from the beginning.
Thanks,
Crazy.
Summer's Day.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I love your picture. That's like a fairy.
That is pretty dope.
Does not look like a fairy? Angel. Is that a fae? No, it looks like a Sealy fae.
It says angel at the bottom down there.
Whatever. Thanks, Summer Day. We're glad you subbed because we're bringing the heat this time.
We'll leave you highlighted. So, yeah, but poorly done video content on top of that, right? So it's not really it's not painting you in the brightest picture, right? So, what? No, I'm saying like
nothing's painting him in any picture. It's a fallen angel. Dang, I was hoping it was a fake. I'm with the fallen angel too.
Raina is an Arthur, right?
I'm not an Arthur. I'm an author. Arthur is a little character. He's an anteater.
You're Arthur Frizz. No, Raina is a... Say it again.
Author.
Raina's
Good job, babe. I'm so proud of you for that. Give me a kiss.
She's an author.
That was good. He usually stands on his mispronunciations.
Well, every once in a while, the clock is wrong. Right, twice a day. Anyways, so getting back to the point, for certain audiences, that image that he was trying to portray would be dope or cool. But it was poorly done that even the audience that he was going after would say that was trash. Right? Honestly, we don't touch on so many different things in the middle of this conversation. I don't even remember what the point of that was.
That he had a rap video that they showed and it was poorly made, and that he's 40 years old making rap videos.
There we go. 40 years old making a rap video. Now, let me get it right, because I was just watching a video the other day where they talk about artists, right? And as artists,
you're veering off, and we got
it's less thing. As artists get older, they should still be able to make their music. It don't matter about age, and the only genre that really criticizes artists for still doing their music when they get older is hip hop, right? Like rap artists. So you should still be able to put out your artistry, right, to your audience as long as you want to, because they do it in country music and R&B and all these other genres. But this specific type of thing, at some point you gotta outgrow that stuff, man. At some point, or at least better the quality so it looks good. so it's not like trash content plus trash things you're talking about. So let's get back to the video. I had to say that. 1 second. Let's share that. All right. We watching this one still?
Yep.
Trials are fluid. When he opened the door to that, we came up with the video, which Detective Casey testified repeatedly on direct examination and cross-examination as to how he knew that was Mr. Brooks, because he had seen the rest of the video. He would not accept that. He pushed it and pushed it and pushed it until we played the video. The lyrics of that video probably would have been prejudicial. Originally, I wasn't going to ask for volume. Then I did, because he pushed it again, and his voice and his mannerism of speech, I thought, would have assisted the jury in identifying.
I really want to watch the video because I don't remember what it was.
Well, after this, yeah, I'll show you.
Find Mr. Brooks as the person in the video with the red SUV. However, you smartly asked me to play it without the audio, and I did that, and then I never went back to that. This is all to the benefit of this defendant, who continues to suggest and impugn the integrity of this court and this prosecution without basis.
I love Miss Attorney Opera. I like her a lot. I think she is putting out all the facts. She is no one's fool. She's not playing. She's very smart. But I'm glad that the judge is there to kind of play that referee position, because what is Summers? Let me see. Summers said he said so yeah. So I think she's doing a great job. So Summers Day added another comment. I want to make sure we get that. Let me get that over here. Summers Day said, we're gonna add this. He's such a great rapper, all about his life, all about this life, yet trying to get bail money out of his baby mama and couldn't, so got mad and ran through parade. Right, Summers Day, completely. Like, supposedly you're about that life, but you can't even handle.
Wait, that's what happened? Like, as far as the bill, like.
He was mad. What's that?
Dry.
Is that water?
No.
I can't trust him.
So. He needed
definitely not water. Oh God.
Just leave it that one. Oh, go ahead. Which one?
I want mine, but it's too tight. It's too high now.
What I was thinking. Go ahead, babe. What were you saying?
Summers Day is completely right. Like she said, I think you're a she. Summers Day. Correct me if we're wrong. I apologize if I'm wrong. But or whatever you like to be called, she, they, or he. Don't know, baby girl, or somebody. Anyway, but let me know. But anyway, completely correct. They're right. He is a punk. And if you really about that life, you can afford your own bail money and not get so mad at your baby mama that's living in a freaking women's shelter for not giving you money for your bail.
All right, so let me ask you all this, including you, babe, because I don't know the answer. And you might have said it, we might have already discussed it, but I don't really know the specifics. So, and maybe that is the answer, what she just said, but that sparked the question. So, when he did what he did, ran through the crowd, do you think it was out of spite, like I'm about to hit and kill people? Or do you think it was like him not being able to control the wheel and then like just, what was the thing? Do you think like he purposely
I think that he has a lack of respect for human life and a lack of respect for anybody other than himself. I think he was mad and he was honking at some point and decided, if you don't move, I'm gonna move you, just like how he's acting in this trial. I think this trial case and his conduct during this trial is a direct reflection of his personality, the type of human being that he is, and his inability to follow rules, to care about authority or others. He does not care about people in general. I don't think that he thought he was killing people. I think he was just like, I think that once he hit one, it was done, and he just kept going.
Yeah. And
he didn't just hit them and be like, oh my God, I didn't mean to kill nobody. Like he kept going. Like if it was an accident, if he had an issue with the wheel, even if you're scared, eventually you'd be like, I did it. I don't know what happened. I just lost my... Like, no. There was a witness that specifically said she watched him. She thought for a moment it was an accident. But because of his demeanor in the car and how he was looking and the fact that he could have turned away and stopped hitting people, but kept hitting people, he had an opportunity to turn and get off of the road that all these people were on. He chose to keep going.
And I'm not asking because, like, out of defense of him. I'm asking because I really don't know.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm still learning about the case, so, you know, I just want to know the specifics and, like, what
I agree with Summer's Day. Out of control rage and a lack of caring about consequences. I think that he's probably gotten away with a lot of things that we probably don't even know about. He's probably killed before. I'm not even trying to be funny. Like, I know, like, I might seem exaggerated, but he's probably killed before and got away with it because this man is, like, absolutely wild. So let's get back to it.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty crazy. Like,
I love what she's saying here, though. I love what this attorney's saying here.
He doesn't like it because...
Uh-oh. Mama is going in. Let's go, Attorney Opera. Go in on him because I can't stand him.
Continues to suggest and impugn the integrity of this court and this prosecution without basis. He doesn't like it because the evidence is stacking up and stacking up. And whenever it does, his response is to accuse you, the court, or the prosecutors of being unethical and hiding things. There is nothing in law that prevents me from pulling something out of my briefcase right now and making it an exhibit if it's relevant.
If it's relevant.
You decide what's relevant, what's admissible, not Mr. Brooks. There is no law, he can cite to no law, no authority whatsoever that says I can't make an exhibit essentially on the fly.
I just want to say that he ain't said a damn word.
I was just about to say, he got mama energy. I mean, she
got mama energy.
She got mama energy.
She's like, say something if you want to, because I'm going to come for you, brother. Like, I love her.
What I say.
She is going in.
Like, and as much as I agree with you when it comes to, like, how he is with women or whatever, it's the type.
It's the type.
It's the certain type.
The one's too nice. He knows he can get away with it. That attorney's like, look here, brother.
It's certain people that you just don't play with. And
certain
that's
people
not
you
a
don't
gender
play
thing.
with. It's not a gender thing.
That's mama energy right there. Mama got some words. You shut up. And that's what he doing right now. He's shutting up. He like, you know what? I know I can't try this right now.
I wonder is he really being quiet or is somebody like holding him back? Did they take him out the room? Because he's really not saying nothing. I've never heard him this quiet.
He feel that
especially while someone's going in on him.
She addressed it initially when she talked about like, you're the judge. He don't control this. Like, and then he was like, oh, shit. So that's mama energy right there.
I love her. Can we finish her up? Because this is the best video.
That's crazy.
This is the best video. I did not see this. I love her. I liked her before, but I like her even more now. She needs to get a raise. Come on, baby. Let's go.
If it's called for, and that's exactly what just happened here. So I apologize for my tone with the court. I don't mean to direct this at the court. It is very frustrating. The court has demonstrated much more patience than I have with Mr. Brooks because, again, I do not appreciate his impugning the integrity of these proceedings, of Your Honor's efforts to run a fair trial, and of our efforts to run a fair trial. We have ethical obligations as well to be fair in this courtroom. We have respected that entirely. The reason I was laughing 30 seconds ago was because the exhibit was mislabeled. There was an extra Y and it said Exhibit E, EXHIBITY. And I turned around to the paralegal and pointed that out, and we laughed over it, the word exhibity. That was it. There has been no disrespect directed at Mr. Brooks directly in any fashion. So he can object all he wants, and he has made that clear. He will continue to object and obstruct the court and obstruct these proceedings every last chance he gets. But legally, everything has been above board and proper. And this exhibit is no exception.
All right.
I apologize for my tone, Judge.
Thank you. I appreciate that additional record being made.
I object to that.
My previous ruling doesn't change in the way that the exhibit.
I'm sorry.
I didn't mean to say it that hard. But dude, shut up.
Sorry, but that's comedy.
Can you rewind that, please?
Wait a minute.
He's mad at her for saying I appreciate it. I object to that.
Listen. Hold on. Wait.
This man is crazy.
I don't care what you feel about this court case.
I was saying
y'all
every
got
time
the right
now.
to feel the way you feel, and 99% of the time, I'm with you. But you can't say that ain't funny. You cannot say.
I object to that.
He was quiet the whole time. He made sure not to interrupt or open his mouth.
Because she was probably going to cuss him out.
As soon as she was done, she literally said he could continue. He said he's going to continue to object and all this.
I object to that.
You see, he did not say a word while she was talking. And soon as that was literally like from Friday.
Yeah, I'll be talking again. As soon as he leave, I'll be talking again.
What did he say? He was like, I got mind control over Debo. What did he say? He like,
I don't know. I only saw it that one
forgot.
time
He was like,
a couple weeks ago.
I don't know. I can't.
It don't even matter. The point is,
But
it's hilarious. Can you please rewind this? We see it one more time.
That is pure
That was
comedy
for sure.
That shows people know who to try and when to try.
For real. That's a great example of that because Mama is not playing. I'm going to call her Mama Opera.
Thank you. I appreciate that additional record being made.
I object to that.
My previous ruling doesn't change in any way that the exhibit is relevant. I indicated I would take it up because, and I'm taking what the state's saying as withdrawing the request to play the lyrics.
That is correct.
All right. I have not heard them, but I'll certainly take the state at its word as an officer of the court that it would be prejudicial based upon the lyrics that are in that.
All right, let's go on to the next video. I'll pull it up. What are you looking for? Objection? Let's see. I'm pulling up the next one.
Okay. I'm just jotting down some things. Good peoples. Says he, to Chris. All right, we put up the next.
Do you have any?
Let's go ahead and change the whatchamajig first. Let's see.
That was so funny.
First of all,
related to the jury instructions, sir.
Look at his forehead.
Yeah, I got requests. It ain't like they gonna be honored though.
As it relates to the jury instructions, sir, what are your?
I heard what the hell you said, man.
Wow.
Well, baby, please be here with me.
I am.
This is.
I just had to.
I'll give you time. Go ahead.
All right.
Well, I'll wait for Naj.
All right. We're good. All right. We're good. This was about this.
Mr. Brooks, that was very disrespectful.
Yeah, and I've been getting disrespected since the beginning of this whole process. So welcome to the club.
Damn.
Mr. Brooks, do you have any requests?
I'm tired of my race being trampled on here too. I'm tired of it too.
Do you have any requests as it relates to the jury instructions?
Ain't nobody understand why I'm frustrated. How you gonna sit up here and make decisions based on what you think I said when I didn't get consent for you to do any such thing?
All right, guys. So just so you know what's going on here, because obviously I've been following this. The man is talking about what happened is this. The man basically is saying that this happened today, October 24th. And today was a day where testimonies were supposed to come from the defense. And he basically forfeited his right to testimony from others. And he also forfeited his testimony of himself. Because when she was asking him multiple times, I mean, when I say multiple, I mean like 10 to 15 times, she asked him, do you want to have someone testify? Who do you want to bring to testify? You mentioned you wanted your mother to testify. Do you want Dana Woods to come and testify? And he just would not respond. In fact, he had the Bible up like this over his face when she was talking. And then he would be like, am I unmuted? Am I unmuted? Asking the bailiffs. And they were like, yes, you've been unmuted. I didn't know for sure. I didn't know for sure if I was unmuted. Anyway, since I'm unmuted, I'm going to ask you this. I would like to talk about subject jurisdiction. She's like, I'm asking you about your testimonies. I want to talk about subject jurisdiction. Okay, I'm going to take that as a no. He's forfeited his right to testimony. Now, do you want to testify yourself, sir? And then she asked him that like 15 times. Again, refused to answer. Only wanted to respond to subject jurisdiction, which is back to the sovereign citizen jargon. And she said, if you're not, I'm telling you right now, sir, this is your final warning. If you do not answer this question, you will forfeit your right. He said, subject matter jurisdiction. She said, I'm going to go ahead and give you one more time to say if you're going to testify. And the man said, subject jurisdiction. She's like, okay, we're going to mute him. We're going to move forward. He does not get to testify. Now he's pissed off because he keeps trying to act like he can't hear her, but then responds to things she says when he wants to. She's like, so let the record reflect that he was able to hear me say this, but then acts like he couldn't hear this. The bailiffs in there can hear me fine, and he can hear, like, so it's like everyone confirms that you can hear me, and you hear what I'm saying because you keep making comments, but then you're acting like you can't hear me.
And so I remember him saying something about him only being able to hear out of one ear.
Yes, supposedly.
So I'm guessing that's what he tried to say. Sure, he wouldn't
See? Huh? See, he sure.
Oh, see, he should. What? See, he sure wouldn't.
She says, see, he sure wouldn't have said that to Mama Oprah.
That's not Oprah.
Opera. Sorry, my bad. Opera. She lets him do that to her. Facts.
Yeah.
I love that you're adopting Mama Opera because I agree. She's Mama Opera now.
Opera.
I'm said opera.
Girl. Anyways. Yeah, that's interesting.
So he's being really disrespectful now.
Yeah, he's tripping.
Oh, hell no. Free Vert Girl chat. We got to ban that one. Ban. We had a freak come on our chats. Come on.
Yeah. And they still going. They tripping.
We chopped them.
Sir, I understand you may be upset, and I really do, but I've made my determinations.
You don't understand nothing.
He's screaming.
You don't understand anything, Your Honor.
Your Honor.
I'm going to mute him again because he's not answering the questions that I'm very clearly asking. You've chosen.
Over Zoom or something?
Yeah, no.
I can't hear everything you're saying.
Then you should put.
So she put him in another courtroom because he was interrupting so much. She needed to get control of his mouth, basically. So she put him in another courtroom, put him on Zoom, and then keeps muting him.
Oh, wow.
Whenever he starts doing this.
The headphones on.
He's saying he can't hear her, but he has headphones.
Have you asked for headphones to be provided, sir?
I should have to ask him. I asked for my boxes to be moved.
He had boxes
I
covering
believe they
his
took them
entire
away previously because you were
here.
so agitated. They were perhaps afraid you might break
Yeah,
them.
I'm still agitated. I ain't gonna stop being agitated. That ain't gonna stop.
He looked like a little kid.
Sit up here and do everything you're doing and think you're gonna.
He is like a toddler, a 5-year-old.
This is the definition. This is the definition of. It's sad to say, but this is the definition of age ain't nothing but a number.
Age ain't nothing but a number.
Like,
ain't nothing but a number.
just because you've been here for 40 years means
what has he done with those 40 years?
Nothing.
You been here this long and you ain't figured it out?
Like, there's a lot, and again, a lot of it depends on who you're surrounding yourself with, your environment, the people you're talking to on a daily basis, and the information that you're consuming. And clearly, we see what he was doing with the rap video, so, we see what he's around and who he's around and what he's consuming. But, like, you can be here for a long time and just waste and waste and waste.
Can you imagine that?
Years and years and years to get to where? You know what I'm saying?
To jail.
Like,
get right to prison.
Like, there's a, depending on what you're going out there in life and, like, what you're trying to accomplish, like, we all have different definitions of success. So if you're going after something that's, like, important to you and, you know, maybe your family and things like that, even if you don't get to your ultimate pinnacle of what you wanted, like to be able to accomplish something and say that you lived a life that's worth living and at least be able to provide and like have something that your family can say that, you know, you left
You
an
contributed,
impact.
yeah.
Right. Like that's an achievable and a desirable outcome. But to be here on this planet for 40 years in this situation, this is what your life has got you to up until this point. You've been living for 40 years to get to this point where he's at right now. In court, arguing with boxes surrounding him in a separate courtroom because you can't even conduct yourself with
decorum,
judge,
with courtesy, like in any way.
and actually have a regular conversation with someone that's there to essentially, you know, determine, judge, should you be free or whatever the situation may be, after doing a crime of that nature.
Really?
Yes.
I took my ring off just to rub my finger, and he stops to give it back to me. Okay.
Yes.
You want to put it on?
Yes. That is a crazy situation. I just had to say that. Let's see what
Summers Day says, yes, he does. Funny to think he is older than the judge, but I have a theory on that. Is he older than the judge?
Golly.
She looks great. She's beautiful. I did think she was in her 40s, but if she's older, if she's that young, more power to her even more. I don't think she's in her 40s because of how she looks. Excuse me?
I thought you had to be at least like, well, no, judges can be pretty young.
You can be pretty young.
But I'm saying like,
it's not like presidency.
Yeah, I mean, they know what, 35.
So I think that personally, I think that we just continue to see his behavior. I don't even know if it's valuable to keep reporting on the man's behavior. It's the same. I think that we should just start just kind of reporting on the information because it's just so ridiculous how wild this man acts. It's just like, geez Louise. Now that we've watched all of that, I think we should wrap up the live today going back a couple of weeks. Can you make this clear? It's like blurry on me. Thank you. I think we should go back a couple of weeks to his opening statements because I think now it's a great time, if you haven't seen them, to see the opening statements. Also, Summers Day, I want to know what your theory is on that, so please let us know because I'd like to know. It's in the playlist.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Give me one sec. Where we at? Oh, right here.
One instruction.
All right, let's go to the playlist, opening statements, and we're going to skip through it a little bit, but here we go.
Thank you, everyone. Please be seated. The defendant will now make an opening statement. Sandy, go ahead.
Well-prepared speech, so I'm just going to... obviously, I don't have any rehearsed or
Why is that obvious?
well-prepared speech, so I'm just going to speak from the heart. I would just like to first say that I want to bring to remembrance something I think everyone in this room has been taught pretty much as far back as we can remember, is that there's always two sides to every story. And for so long now, roughly a year, there's only truly been one side told of this story. And I've sat back and watched from countless narratives that's been put out there, the way this incident has been portrayed at times, and finally.
So let's take a brief pause and let's see what we got going on here right fast. Let's see. Summer's Day.
This is about her theory, or their theory, on the age difference. It's only by about a year.
Mm-hmm.
I think he started drugs at a really early age, and the brain will stop growing and developing properly at that time.
Makes sense.
I think that that's not necessarily like untrue. I think that it could possibly be very true. I just think that regardless, he is crazy. I don't know. I don't know.
Jack Doe. Have we gotten to the part where he builds fort grounds? Oh, that's the boxes, I guess.
Yeah. Grounds. Yeah. All right, let's get back to this opening statement.
One thing I want to say about that statement, though,
about summer days.
Hmm?
Summer day statement.
No, his statement. And he said, what she said, Raina talked about it, but I don't think it was shown.
The boxes.
All the boxes. One thing I want to say about that statement, like, again, if we're in this situation, and we can only speak from our personal experiences, right? Like from what we think we know and what we think we would do in those situations. But like your opening statement to start, this is the very first trial, like court
for the jury.
The first thing that should be addressed, from my perspective at least, would be the people that have lost their lives and then the people that were injured.
Well, he's about to get to that.
Right, but I'm saying, like, to start off, you know, like, you accept the reward. I know this is complete opposite, but you accept the award. First person that you think is God, right? That's usually the first people that think. In a situation like this, the opposite. When you do something or are accused of something, at least bring some sort of, like, understanding of, like, why we here, which is because some people have lost their lives, and then some people have been injured and lives may be affected for the rest of their lives. Mm-hmm. But let's go ahead and check the rest out. That's what we got.
Oh, snaps. Oops, my bad, y'all.
You really be trying, huh?
The way this incident has been portrayed at times.
Oh, the eyebrows. Come ahead.
And finally, everyone getting a chance to get the full story.
Gets on my nerves with that.
You won't hear me try to argue facts. The fact is that this incident was tragic. Very tragic. That's not lost on me. Facts are that there's still a lot of people healing, a lot of families healing on both sides. And when I'm confident that the evidence will show, sorry, I'm getting a little emotional.
Sorry to this man. I can understand getting emotional. Just don't say it. It's certain things that you just, if you're gonna get emotional, just like let it be, right? Just let it happen.
I'm gonna tell you this. Classic narcissistic behavior. Horrible behavior, but let's just.
What did you say, babe?
Classic narcissistic behavior. Like, it's just ridiculous. Let's just get to it. I'll fast forward a little bit. Boy, shut up. Sorry. I feel it. Just shut up.
I think it's
You trying to
it's easy to look at the magnitude of something like this and form opinions. I think it's easy to disregard a lot of factors.
He is pulling from every little trauma he's ever been in, and every moment he's ever been in, and his wild, inflated sense of self to feel bad in this moment. Like, I pulled up the definition of narcissistic personality disorder. A disorder in which a person has an inflated sense of self-importance is found commonly in men. The cause is unknown, but I know it's because you didn't get your ass whooped enough as a child, but whatever. But likely involves a combination of genetic and environmental factors. I don't actually agree with children getting spanked. I actually find it to be barbaric. So I want to not say you didn't get your ass whooped. That's actually not even how I feel. But I just feel like you were not held accountable enough as a child. You were not forced to accept when you were wrong, and you were able to talk and manipulate your way out of it, and that environmental circumstance that allowed you to continue that behavior unfortunately created this version of a, in my opinion, disgusting human being. And I agree with Summer's Day.
And I think in reference to what I stated earlier, it's easy to forget the other side of the coin. There's been a lot of suffering involved in this incident.
He's talking about himself.
Wow. Obviously,
look at his nostrils.
With the families.
My family. That's what he's talking about. He's talking about his family.
With the community.
He like, my niggas ain't seen me in a while.
And
Mr. Block.
The homeboys ain't seen me. This is
even
wrong.
the alleged defendant's family as well. There's been a lot of suffering.
The fact that his crazy ass is still saying alleged defendant, you mean yours, fool?
He said, I ain't going out without a fight. Listen, you gonna have to show me.
Well, here's the thing, though. Guys, I'm glad we showed this last, okay? Because here's the thing. We got to... This is what he did first. Mm-hmm. And then every bit of his behavior completely contradicts this moment. You've never come off like someone that has been misunderstood or judged wrongly. He never... I mean, I don't even know, but he's not even made a point in this that is clear about his stance.
Yeah.
What are you saying? Everyone suffered? Well, we know that, fool. That's why we're here today.
What the issue that I think is kind of what you were saying when it comes to, it sounds like, although some of the things that he's saying is right, it sounds as if they're from his perspective and about him.
Yes.
Right? So he's saying things that are neutral and mutual, but it's geared towards him, and then he's also kind of like, and I know that they're kind of like hurting as well, right? It's not like I'm completely sad or like distraught that this has happened. There's so many people that were affected. Outside of the 67 people, there's probably like 400 people plus that were totally affected, and lives will forever be changed by this event, right? The families of those individuals, the friends, the co-workers, and all these type of things. It's not about that, right? It sounds like he's gearing towards, and again, this may also be lack of education and awareness and understanding, like how to, like, what I'm saying, education. I'm saying like education as far as like understanding how to get out of your own head and understand that other people are going through more important things than what you're going through.
That's called emotional intelligence.
That's education.
He has a high school education, which is enough to have emotional intelligence.
Nothing.
No. What, do you need a fucking master's degree?
No. What has high school taught you emotional intelligence?
No, life taught me that.
Exactly.
I'm saying that his education level doesn't have anything to do with emotional intelligence.
I think that the majority of us, education, maybe we think of education differently, but I think the majority of us understand emotional intelligence at a much advanced age than 18 out of high school. And that comes later on because the majority out of high school have no idea what emotional intelligence even means.
I think because of their age, not their level of education. I think that at age 17 and 18, you're not able to think outside of yourself that much unless you've been forced to. You're the oldest in a family full of, like with a single mom, you got to take care of your siblings or something. Or you have a situation where you have to be in charge or be responsible for someone. It's not common. I don't think it has anything to do with age. I think that a 7-year-old can have a higher level of emotional intelligence than a spoiled 17-year-old.
But this is why I said also that age is just a number. Because with him and his environment, the people he surrounds himself around, the situations that he's been through, his experience, all this stuff also adds up to your awareness of how to express.
I completely agree with that.
And understand things. You know?
I completely agree with that. When you said education, I'm like, I don't think you need more education than basic level of understanding.
Right, but at the same time, like when you become, like for example, there's a lot of people that won't even think about or even know that emotional intelligence is even a thing until they hear that word.
They might not understand what the subject is, but they understand empathy.
Yeah. But I'm saying, like, then you start to understand that you can actually learn about this type of thing. And then you can go through the feelings of trying to understand what that means and how to express it, right?
I think you're right. Education isn't just getting degrees and stuff.
No, I don't even view that as...
Like, no, I get your point now.
No, education is a lot more... It's a lot more than just school and reading books. You know what I mean?
Yes, you're right. You do need to educate yourself on things. I think that some people have a natural ability to operate in the world with empathy. I actually think that you're one of those types that can kind of empathize with people and put yourself in their shoes and try to understand where people are coming from.
Well, I was about to agree with your point as well. Like what you mentioned about like a 7-year-old and like how depending on what you've been through at 17, taking care of a family and those type of things, because that involves emotional intelligence, right? And like if you grow up fast, that requires a level of emotional intelligence of knowing how to deal with certain situations and how to get people to be on your side and like, it involves certain things. If you go through more shit in life, that involves you also just learning. Even if you know it's called emotional intelligence or not, it involves that. So you do learn it,
Yeah.
But it's case by case though. But
I think that this man knows exactly what he's doing. I think that as stupid as he acts, there is some sort of strategy to it with him.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that even now while he's doing this, I think that he mustered up as much as he could to get these tears flowing. I absolutely think that if his tears are coming from anywhere sincere, it's coming from his own self suffering and concern for self. And I also think that the biggest indicator of that is when he found out that he murdered 6 people and ran over 60 individuals, his response was nothing. But then when he finally came down to, we have you on video, he said, my life is over. He had no care in the world for the little boy he murdered, no care in the world for the people he killed. And let's be honest, 61 people injured, any one of those people could have ended up also being killed. It could have been a way higher number. His words were, my life is over. I know that my life is over. He did not think, I cannot believe I harmed those people. I cannot believe I did that. These tears are not for the people that have passed. These tears are begging this jury for empathy and sympathy, more so. Not even empathy, sympathy for him in this situation. And he's trying to put on a performance of his life to make sure that he tries to save his life. So let's just get to it because I need to wrap this up because this is wild.
Presented in its totality. Keep in mind,
Wow, Summer's dead. He has a boy the same age as the one he killed.
The power that you have.
The power you have. God, he reminds me. Looks like an elf.
I was literally about to say he looks
He
like
an elf.
I was about to say he like an old ass elf.
Like a hobbit.
He like a.
He look like a hobbit. I want to see the feet.
That is crazy. I was literally
I
like,
think he's
he
short
looks
too.
like an aged elf.
This has been a long process for everybody.
Okay, and so what? Sorry, I cannot stand this man.
Yeah, see, like this is.
I
This
feel
is what I'm
nothing,
talking
and
about
I
right
usually even when there's a bad person, I usually feel it is rare for me to feel he's 5'8". I'm taller than him. Yeah. We're about the same height. Yeah. So I'll whoop his ass. Sorry, anyway, but I usually have an odd sense of empathy for people. I do. I actually can really put myself in people's shoes, even when they're hurting me. I'm like, well, they've been through a lot. I'm that type. And I have seen a lot of situations where, even though I don't want to admit that I kind of feel bad for them because it's such a heinous situation, I can't help but think like, man, if only they were raised better, if only something about this man does not evoke that to me. It just, something about his behavior, his meanness, his disrespect at 40. It's not like he's 18 and he just doesn't know any better. It's like you literally have lived and you raped a child. I'm sorry, I hope YouTube doesn't take me down for that. You molested a child. You did something wrong and impregnated a child. I think it's too late. I already said it. But anyway, the point is, you have statutory seduction of a child. You impregnated her, and who knows how many other people you've done that to. You've had plenty of felonies in the past. They said 7 felonies or 7 charges, something like that. You have constantly been in trouble with the law. I do not agree with the United States court system or prison system to an extent, meaning we are one of the only countries that will imprison someone for the length of time without true rehabilitation tactics and counseling and things like that. I do think we could do better with that, with helping to rehabilitate people so when they get out of prison, they're better. They have a better contribution to society versus just being punished. I think they should be, punished, but also taught how to go through therapy, learn how to be better people, learn how to regulate their feelings and all these things. So I have this understanding that there needs to be a better way of how we conduct the prison system. But people like this, at 40, I don't know what to say. Like, I feel like it's too late for you, brother. You need to be locked up forever. Like, you really have done too much at this point. And I have nothing. I have nothing. It's just crazy.
Yeah, this is kind of like an example of what I'm talking about when I say, like, the...
Side note, Summer's Day, do you know when his birthday is, the actual day of birth? But go ahead. I need to know what sign he is.
This is what he's displaying right now is an example of what I'm saying when I say at some points you have to have some education when it comes to, let's go back.
Oh, so sorry.
You have
sorry
to have,
about that. I didn't know. I'm sorry.
So you have to have some sort of education when it comes to learning about these situations. Like,
go ahead.
Huh?
Nothing, go ahead.
Because, like, it is kind of in line with what you're saying. Like, there's nothing that's coming from me as a man looking at another man, like, standing there basically crying about the situation. And I'm just like... Like nothing's coming up. I'm just
You
like,
got nothing, right?
There's no feeling
Nothing.
like, and the reason why I'm saying is because
I hope
from
he don't
my
get out. He gonna
perspective,
come find us.
you have to have. That's cool.
You're so stupid.
He in Texas, my
You're
boy.
like, what is what's the state called?
Make my day.
Make my day state, baby. He's a Pisces. I knew it.
Oh no! Wait.
I
no.
knew it. Is that a Pisces?
That's my mama's birthday.
Well, his mother is a saint, but the male version is a demon. So you gotta have a Pisces are either up or upside down, like your mama says. They're either they're right side up or they're upside down. They're either on point or they're not. There is no in between. They got no gray areas. They're either up or down. The fish either go correctly or go the wrong way. And this motherfucker done went all the way the wrong way.
So let me explain what I'm talking about. Now,
thanks, Summer.
Right, yeah, how you doing? Summer, we need you.
Summer's Day, you want to get all this with us?
Summer,
we need Summer's Day to be on the video with us next time.
Let me see. We're gonna make up.
I mean, like they are really on point with us.
Let me see. How do I go to our video? There's a certain way that you can do moderators that can only be done.
What are you talking about?
We gotta make her a moderator.
What does that mean?
It's a YouTube thing. It's like people that help with the videos, like in the comments that can control.
How do you know she want to help?
Cause look at us, they out here.
I keep thinking Summer's Day is I feel
Summer's Day. Do you want to be a moderator for the channel? We appreciate you. You out here doing your thing. I don't know, and let us know like your specifics.
What does specifics mean?
Like what you just said.
Preference.
Yeah. Because it's not like a name. It's like.
I'm feeling feminine energy, but I don't want to. Say that. I mean, I guess feminine energy comes from all genders, but still, I'm feeling like I should say girl, but I don't know. Anywho, let's get back to it.
All right. So here's what I'm saying. When it comes to like how he's presenting himself right now, the things that he's saying, and that situation, and again, we can only think from our perspective, but like, if I know that I did some shit like this, it's Summer. Her name is Summer. Okay, Summer, we're going to make you a moderator. You want to be a moderator for the YouTube channel so you can monitor things? When it comes to understanding how to present yourself in that situation, I wouldn't even try to make it seem like it's about me in that moment, right? Because everything that he's giving off is if it's about him. Like, he wants you all to feel sorry for him. And that's not going to happen. Like, that's not going to happen. If you're out there and you know for a fact in your heart, regardless of what you put in your mind, if you know that you went out there and drove through a crowd of people, road rage, whatever you're feeling, however mad you are, whatever.
Side note, I love Libras, but go ahead.
Whatever you're going through, you drove through that. Like, it shouldn't even be about you in that moment. It should be about expressing empathy for these people's lives that you just changed forever.
Zero remorse. He thinks he's showing remorse, and he's not.
Because it's opening statements, right? So your first initial statement should be completely about the people that can't speak for themselves today.
I think that if he was smart, which he's not, he thinks he's smart. That's the problem. He thinks he's smart. I think that what would have been smart, to your point, would have been something along the lines of, my name is Daryl Brooks, and we're here today to discuss and to prove my innocence, or discuss and to prove what the intention of that day was or whatever. But before I even move forward, I want to make sure that I make it very plain and clear my extreme remorse for playing any type of part in this world. Can you stop for 1 second, please? So like that, can you go back to the video? That was like, that's the most important part to me, that he should have done exactly what you said, which is just focus on your remorse and the victims and play to that the entire time if you was going to go for it. But instead, he's just like, this is my life, I'm ruined, my life, I'm ruined. Go ahead, let's finish playing it. Every time
what I believe is when it's time for you to make your decision, all of you. I believe that, and I pray that it's the right decision. That all the factors are weighed.
Okay. And
there's been a lot of words thrown out there about the alleged. A lot of speculation, a lot of ridicule.
he's still talking about himself.
Words like demon. Words like monster. I know a lot of the time I've been before you see me with this mask on. I've had my reasons for that. But I feel now is the time to, it's important that you see me for who I am.
A gremlin?
No mask. For who I am. I think this is the moment for that.
I feel nothing.
Oh, let's pause for a minute. Now, when you say you feel nothing, do you feel like there's any part of you that is saying that because we've already seen
I was just going to say that. I was actually just going to mention that. Now, maybe they felt something that day.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you, they don't feel nothing no more.
Yeah, I do feel like after I thought about it, I was like, wait a minute, like, is this completely coming from me seeing everything that's happening now? Wait, I've already watched all the videos and the way this man is.
We did present it
like
this that way, yeah.
So I think a lot of it for sure probably has been influenced by how we've watched him act in these previous videos. We've seen a lot of those videos, and then just now seeing this, because honestly, when we were looking for or earlier today when I was looking through some videos, I didn't actually watch them, but I just looked at the thumbnails. I did see an image of him crying like that, like at least showing him crying. I'm like, when was this? And that's when I was like, I don't remember, like, how can he go from acting the way he was to now crying? But now, see, that's
because
the
jig is up.
Right. So
the jig is up.
It's just interesting.
Summer Day said none of these jurors, in my opinion, care about this, especially after the way he acts in court. By the way, I think it's 12 males and 4 women on the jury. So I will say that women certainly are a little bit more empathetic, I think.
Well, you said 12 males and
4 women on the jury. I think that women are a bit more empathetic, a bit more sensitive, but I think that what's going to be more impactful to this jury is going to be the testimonies that they saw from the mothers, from the cheer coaches, from the band people, the ones that where their children were injured. Some of their children one of the children was actually killed. I think that there's going to be a lack of empathy for him here. I think that his behavior, if he had kept up this personality of looking, even if he had just looked like he was just scared for himself and crying for himself, it could have been misconstrued as remorse, and it would have probably helped him a little bit. But his behavior has been literally barbaric this entire time. Yeah. So this whole little facade that he's got going on, like, whatever. We got a couple more minutes on this. I just want to get the rest of this done and then get it out the way.
Your eyes and ears remain as open as possible.
I feel like doing this.
I understand that you alone decide this matter.
Manipulation still. Trying to put the power of his life in their hands. No, you did that when you killed 6 people, stupid.
The power is in your hands. All of you.
Does he even have real tears coming out? I can't tell. I think he does.
Wait, white press. Like, how
right
can
fast.
How can you say initially the power is in all of you all hands
before they even know?
No, it's completely fine if that's what you want to say, but then act the way that you act afterwards. Like, how does that make sense? So then put on the damn show that you put on after that. That looks as human can be, right? If we erase everything that we've seen after this video, or before this video, should I say. Like, that looks as, like, raw emotion of a human. And then you go fucking crazy. We saying that now. But I'm saying, like, if that's the
I probably would have said it then. You killed 6 people.
For sure. But I'm saying, like, then, knowing that the show that he put on after this... Like, you wouldn't think that those are the words that come out of his mouth saying, like, the power is in your hands, and then proceed to put on a damn clown show.
I think that it's manipulative. I think that it's revolting. And I think that it is a common tactic amongst narcissistic manipulators, the people who try to do anything to make you, almost to, like, gaslight you. Like, sir, am I using the word right this time? No?
I mean, I don't in this situation, I don't understand even...
Am I using the word right?
I mean, it depends on which way you want.
I've been telling Najee he's gaslighting me, and then, like, I realized that I'm using the word incorrectly. I'm like, wait a minute, that's not gaslighting. Like, and I would like to point out that I'm really smart. That's not just my own, like, I don't think I'm smart. Others think I'm smart, but I ruin gaslight, the word, a lot. I just struggle
wish you
with
would retire it and just stop.
I said, you're gaslighting me. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, wait, maybe not. I gotta figure this out.
No, but for real, like, seriously, like, what would be the reasoning for saying that, right? Like, the power, I can understand if that's what you're saying, but then you continue on and just act the complete opposite, a straight fool. Like, continue to act a straight fool afterwards. But let's wrap it up with
Let's wrap it up, because my head hurts.
Statements. To determine for yourselves what truth is.
What truth is.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, let's watch him sit down, put his hand on the table. With the Holy Bible up there. The bailiff, like, I don't care.
And
wait,
do we have their writing materials available?
Is that
All right.
I know that guy.
Thank you.
Why do you know him?
Mr. Brooks, you ready to call your first? Would be your second witness, actually.
Hold on. Sis is like, anyway, give him a moment.
Need a minute?
Bruh, get up. Get up, Daryl. Your little fake ass.
His name is Jay something.
We're going to take a short break. I'll rise for the jury, please.
Those 2 nodules on his head going all the way back here are a direct reflection of the struggles he's really been through.
That's funny. Hold on 1 second, y'all. I got this little monitor.
No, they don't know. But I mean, it's a direct reflection of what he's been through. He looks crazy. And summer days, I'm ready for tomorrow. I'm going to be at work like this, like watching it as much as I can. I want to see what happens.
Yeah. That's interesting. It's this other guy that I follow on YouTube. His name is Anton Daniels. But it's a guy that was in the background, the black guy with the dreads. He be on his show. His name, the black guy, his name was Jay Prince.
It was, or is he still alive?
Is. His name Jay Prince. It's weird. Like, why is he here, though? Like,
they're probably friends.
No, I don't think so.
Jay Prince full of shit, too?
Nah.
He's on the defendant's side. Anyway, guys. All right. Well, that was a lot. It's been about an hour and 35 minutes. Thanks for those who stayed with us. Thanks, Summer's Day. You are a beast. Thank you. I know Najee's about to figure out how to make you a moderator for our comments. Really awesome. It was a lot of information. It's a pretty long live, but honestly, this was wildness. But we'll try to give you guys a shorter video to watch in case you don't have time for the live. But yes, tomorrow the jury will start their deliberation. There's going to be some closing arguments, I believe. And we'll be back with some more video footage of this crazy dynamic trial. It's just a lot going on.
Yes, this was interesting. This was, I definitely learned a lot more about this whole situation with these videos.
And Summer had a lot of good information.
Yeah.
She was on point.
The interaction, the comments and feedback.
Thanks, Summers, for sticking with us.
It was interesting. This has been I don't know. I don't even know how to sum this up because it's not good. It's definitely not good.
It's not good. Summer, we're going to try to come around, I would say like 7 or 8 Central Standard Time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, probably.
Well, I'll confirm it. What do you think? 8?
Yeah.
8? Let's just stick with 8 Central Time. That's safest.
Yeah.
Because we got Turo business and we got to pick up our cars and everything. But yeah, let's try 8 o'clock Central Time. We'll all reconvene to come back together with our thoughts on what happens tomorrow. Wednesday morning is going to be when the verdict might come if they come fast. I honestly do not expect a very long deliberation. Don't see how it would take long. Maybe they'll just do it for the sake of trying to seem like they didn't go too fast. I hope they do one of those 10-minute verdicts, like guilty, and they just all come back. So, I've been following this case since beginning with LawTube. Okay. Maybe we should check out LawTube too, see if there's anything else in there.
I wonder if that's the page we was looking at.
I don't know. But all right, guys, it's been fun. If you want to leave some comments on the video once it posts, that'd be great. Otherwise, we have had a good long time.
Yeah,
talking to you guys about this.
We have an Instagram. Is NajNReina. NajNReina. Y'all can follow us on there.
Don't forget who sponsors our videos. Built by Plants. Thank you so much, Built by Plants, for always giving us everything we need to live our beautiful vegan lives. We've been vegan for 5 years, and we are your favorite loving couple talking about random stuff. So anyway, yes, we'll see you guys mañana. Not like that.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. Oh my God. Stop. Bye, guys. See you.